Hey everyone, welcome to the channel, and I am really excited to bring you a video that I have put off for years, and this is going to be recording an indie rock band at home rather than a studio. We are not in any kind of special environment. This is where I live. So this is going to be a long format video. I am not going to do much editing if I can avoid it. So feel free to skip around or, you know, grab a beer and watch from start to finish. Here we got Charles, who's setting up his drum kit. And we're just going to do this right here in the front room. I've got some acoustic blankets we're going to set up. We've got a really cool mic setup that I'm excited to be using on the drums. Instead of going for like a pristine, super clear sound, we're going to be playing with a little bit of tone color with microphone choices and mic placement. You'll get to see that in a bit. Other instruments we'll be recording today include acoustic guitar, electric bass, and if we can hold it together, some human voice. We're recording with the band Giantess, who is based out of multiple cities in Oregon. Where's Giantess from, Charles?
I'm out of Eugene, and Danny's in Corvallis, and Matt's in Salem. Pretty sure that's how. Yeah, Matt.
Yeah.
Might be the way around with those two, but yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
we're spread out.
It's the Willamette Valley trifecta.
Yeah.
Yes, and today we are recording in Salem, Oregon.
And then we're rolling.
We've got our drum microphone set up here. Charles is going to throw the mics on the stands while I'm getting the preamp and computer and everything set up. For the kick in, which like in the drum, it's the D12 VR.
Okay.
Kick out, we're going to use the MA301 condenser.
Yeah.
That's our large diaphragm condenser. The snare bottom.
Okay.
We're bottom micing all of the drums, by the way.
Okay.
So snare bottom is the Sennheiser 906.
Gotcha.
Under each of the toms, we're going to put Octava 219s, which are large diaphragm condensers. The hi-hat is going to be a small diaphragm Octava cardioid. The overheads is going to be Octava Mark 105s. The room is Audix 1255 BOs, which are these tiny cigarette-sized microphones. They're Omnis.
Okay.
Crush mic is the Raven. The mono overhead's the Mark 104. In terms of placement, like, I'll deal with placement. Let's just get the mics on the stands. Dynamics are in this bag.
If I just have that list, I can start setting up some of them.
Yeah, deal. So here's our crush mic, Raven, snare bottom.
I think I'll just go down the line
Kick in.
and start with the kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and let's click that all the way up. Okay, good.
Are these all yours, Adams, or are these?
Yeah, those are all mine.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and I should have assumed there's Octavas in here.
I need to strike a deal with them because I don't know anybody else who's repping
Octava like you are?
Yeah, truly.
Have you ever gotten a sponsorship?
The closest I get to that is one time I got a chamber festival sponsored by Shure, Royer, and Mojave. And,
I remember you talking about
and that was a decade ago.
Yeah.
But I do get artist pricing on Mojave and Royer. Because we're homies.
Somehow your water goes up the wrong way in the tube, and it causes an infection, and it can happen really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, well, cool.
Can you grab that tape measure, the silver tape measure?
But I'm just thinking to myself, like, this is the worst bender I've ever had in my life. There is no way it had nothing to do with this.
I just wanted to not get so close that it's all impact, because I'm thinking about like the air column moving. And I mean, you ever get to a point where you're cooking and you just like know how much salt to put in there?
Yeah.
You don't even measure it. It's just like that. I don't know. Folks watching might be asking the question, why are you bottom miking the tom and why are you using a condenser? Because basically the majority of videos you see on YouTube or online in places is going to be something like an MD421 on top or something like that. And my drum recording philosophy is that the overheads are doing that work. I don't need more articulation from hitting the top of the drum. If I want that, to me, that's a matter of mic choice, mic placement, and like compression, EQ, things like that, the dynamics controls. And our overheads today are going to be running into the SSL6, and they're going to be using the SSL EQ and onboard the G-Bus compressor. So like those are going to be pretty sweet. So the reason I bottom mic the toms is because this is where the rump roast is here, folks. Like, the real depth and warmth and size of the tom is on the bottom. It's the exact same thing with a kick drum. You can put a beater mic if you want, and that's going to get the snap of the beater, but we know all of the sound is moving this way on the kick drum, and so we'll put a mic in front of it, right? We're not miking the crap out of the beater side. Why? It's because the air column is moving forward, and so it's the exact same thing here. So I use Octava Mark 219s under the toms, and I just think that's beautiful. That's welcome to my house. Part of why the 219 is so good on toms is it is a side address condenser. So it's just really easy to position in there. And I just want to get it in the middle. Good times. And this is a bigger drum than the rack tom, so I want to have just a little more distance. For those of you who are wondering about bleed from the kick drum, I don't care. Don't care. It's going to sound good. Okay, that's set.
All right. Ready? Okay. So we just wanted to show you a little technique I'm using on the bottom of the toms for dampening. I've just got some cotton balls up inside there, and it just kind of helps the resonant head not make so much extra noise. And yeah, that's pretty much what's going on with that. A little bit more dampening too in the kick. I have one of the Evans EQ pads and just a little blanket to keep it propped up against the batter head, and just again a little bit more dampening. And then I guess I should explain this too. I have a bandana underneath of the batter head on the snare, and again just a little bit of dampening, kind of like the old t-shirt trick, you know, if you put it over the snare, but it just underneath the snare head, so it's a little bit more out of the way. So that's pretty much what's going on there.
A mono overhead mic, which I'm going to get as close to the ceiling as I can. This is an Octava 104, and I'm using this microphone because it's got like a vintage tone to it. If you go to Octava's website, they say it's for orchestral usage, and that is a downright lie. It doesn't have enough low-end frequency response to use for that. But this is going to add like a nice warm sizzle for the whole space. So Charles, I'll tell you what you can help me out with is I want to get this just centered over the snare.
Okay.
So let me get a piece of string.
I got you here.
Oh, there we go.
Very good.
Yeah.
So
okay, so it needs to come back just a smidge, like there-ish.
I guess this is the diaphragm for the microphone here. So
yeah, look at,
go backwards.
We want to go centered right here.
Yeah, I think probably go back towards you.
Towards me a bit. Oh, there.
A little more even. Keep going. Keep going right there. Yeah, that looks good.
Okay, tight. Cool.
And can we go higher?
Just wait. Just you wait.
There we go. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then.
No, this is going all the freaking way up.
All the way up.
I just wanted to make sure I got the distance.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not tall enough now. But I think, yeah, we're there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, close enough for government work.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, here. I'm gonna call that good. Neato. Okay. Now we're measuring the distance from the snare to our mono overhead because, let's see, that's 71 and a quarter for the tape. So the reason for this is because I'm really focused on phase alignment with my overheads and my room mics and stuff. And we're going to be recording in Glyn Johns. That puts our overheads equidistant from the snare. We're going to put our mono overhead and our crush mic equidistant from the snare. So the snare is always centered. The snare is always in phase. So now we're going to set up the crush mic at 71 and a quarter inches from center here.
71 and a quarter.
Yeah, that's the magic number.
Yep.
It's going to go somewhere over here. Let me make sure I'm on the right track.
Nope, we're a little too far. Going to be about.
The overhead technique we're using is Glyn Johns. This is my favorite because, again, it puts the snare in the center of the image and it is perfectly in phase. And I've set these up at a distance of 45 inches because it looks good to me. It should be between 40 and 60 inches, something like that, depending on your room. So I'm going to measure from the center of the snare. That's perfectly 45. I want to make sure this hasn't moved. And it has actually gone down about 1/8 of an inch, so I could probably just force it up like that a little bit. And it's important that this is really precise because this is going to determine the phase relationship for your kit throughout the session. You can see in an effort to balance this out, I've used the Everlast mic stand balancing system. You can find these by looking online for like ankle weights and gaff tape. We've also measured out the distance from the mono overhead mic and our crush mic, which is the Electro Voice Blue Raven. Those are also equidistant from the snare as well. And I decided to throw up an experimental mic, and that's like a Mojave Audio MA301 condenser right here, and this is just in what I call the beast position, which is whatever you're seeing happening here right now. So we're ready to get some level. That's it. So we're starting to get some level here, and Charles is doing that classic drummer thing of when I say give me some kick, and he does this like gentle, he's not warmed up. Now, is that how hard he's gonna hit it? He's gonna beat the crap out of that thing as soon as we start rolling, and he's gonna clip my preamps. It's like giving it a love tap over there. I don't believe you, bro.
Okay. I like that.
He needs to put on rollerblades and take a ride around the block or something. Get his heart moving. are about to record a noise reduction sample because we've got all of our routing set, which includes our Revive modified Arc Pro VLA compressor, our SSL6 for our overheads. Going into here is the Crush mic, which I've switched out to an MD421, and our mono overhead, which is the Octava Mark 104. Everything else is going through our True Systems Precision 8, which is a beautiful preamp that True Systems I don't think makes anymore, and that makes me sad, frankly, because it's fantastic. And our recording system, of course, is the Antelope Zen Studio, and we are, as always, clocking with the Black Lion Audio Micro Clock XB Mark III, because accuracy matters. The reason for the noise reduction sample is because I want to be able to apply NR to any of the mics, and we're going to just get this out of the way now while everyone's here and our phones are on silent. Alright, so everyone shut up. That'll do. Okay, fantastic. Should we screw one up?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
do a little bit of a mix and see how it sounds.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just press play here, and you're getting stereo, right?
I'm not really sure yet. I can't hear. I haven't really heard too much.
All right, I'm assuming you're getting stereo, so I'm gonna just like pull the guitar to the left a little bit, and
I see.
And the vocal to the right a little bit, because why not? Let's check our levels here.
This clock is ticking way too loudly, guys.
Put it outside. Get out of here, clock.
Dang old clock.
Teach that lock to click again.
Ironically, our last clip was him saying how important clocking is.
Ah, yes. Your pop shortly stings. You know it's never over till the Giantess sings. Till the Giantess sings. Till the Giantess sings. Till the Giantess sings. Till the Giantess sings.
Okay,
you're gonna have to smoke
everybody, this is Danny Shaw.
What up? I am indeed Danny Shaw. I am 1/3 of Giantess, the great Giantess. Here we have Charles Chickachar Gallegos.
What's happening, everybody? I guess, yeah, we just want to take a minute to kind of explain the setup and I guess kind of the whole thought process behind the drums here. This is actually one of my drum kits. I have two. I have another one that I keep in my studio. This is kind of like my travel kit. Hence the smaller dimensions. It's got an 18-inch drum kit, kick drum, 14-inch floor tom, and a 10-inch rack tom. Also got a 12-inch snare here, so definitely some smaller dimensions than normal. 18-inch crash here that I use as kind of like a crash ride, actually. And then I have a 17-inch crash, 10-inch splash, and some 13-inch hi-hats. These are a little bit smaller than usual too. I keep the tambourine up there just for some little sound effect stuff, like we're doing in this song.
How do you go about writing drum parts? How do you go about collaborating with Danny and Matt?
So Danny,
do your thing?
I feel like Danny, you usually write most of the song. It's usually you're usually kind of what gets things started, and then Danny usually comes to me with an idea, and I'm just kind of trying to complement or serve the song, and so
I kind of let Charles, for the most part, just kind of take charge on the drumming parts of the song.
I feel like our ideas usually kind of end up aligning pretty well, anyways.
Yeah. And sometimes I'll just go like, oh hey, instead of doing that, maybe slow it down right here.
Yeah.
Usually it's more slowing down because Charles has a metal background and I do not really have a metal background at all, so it's like, hey, chill out during this part. That's about the most guidance I ever offer, and it's usually not that necessary.
Let's see.
I've always wondered how people are able to just memorize a drum part. Like, that's just weird to me.
Yeah, I've been trying to work on more on like charting out things and, you know, mapping parts and stuff, but I'm still kind of in the developmental phases of that. And it's weird because like I've gotten by for so long not really having to do much of that, just kind of writing things and memorizing them in my head. But I don't know, like the more and more I think about it, I think, you know, it is better to chart out things if you can, so that you know where everything is. But we're, you know, doing a little bit of improv here today on this recording, and you know, there's like most parts are written, but you know, there might be some things here or there that I'm kind of improvising in the moment. But we're just trying to find what fits and what sounds good. So,
I'm really proud of you for matching your hat and your shoes.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, I got to coordinate. You know.
It's like you don't just like buy a pair of shoes every day or a hat every day for that matter. So those probably always match. Huh?
Well, yeah. You know, the shoes got to match the beaters too. You know. So
it's true.
It's just, it's just kind of it's just a thing.
Yeah, we were talking before, so these are wood beaters, and I love the sound that those are putting out because it's such a hard smack.
Yeah, I keep several actually in my bass drum, my pedal case here. I've got a couple options just to kind of show. Let's see, I've got the wood ones down there. I keep these with me. I have plastic, felt, and this is actually a metal beater, so I have lots of options, different tones to go for and stuff. But today, I don't know. I mean, my favorite is the tone of the wood beater, so I figured we'd go with that.
Awesome.
Hey.
There he is.
Live and in the flesh.
Wait, blow the vape through the didgeridoo.
Originally, we tracked all the drums with me playing didge and drums like that, but it turns out it sounds a lot better when Charles does it with the sticks. It's my ribbit voice.
Okay, so we are recording some didgeridoo now here. Matador is going to play the didge, and for that we're using the Royer SF12, which is possibly my flagship microphone. Probably my flagship microphone. The reason I'm picking this mic is because it's going to do a great job of capturing warmth and depth and a wide frequency range, and it's also going to help to some extent do a job mitigating the mechanical sounds of his vibrating fascia, of which we don't want everything super duper clear. So you just want to make sure you put the music into here, so the music goes in there.
You blow the hose into the
like
microphone.
That. Yeah. Okay, and we are, in fact, going to record this in stereo. If I wanted to, I could just go mono, but the stereo is going to give it a lot more depth. And if we want, we can always collapse it to mono. We can always just use one of the elements. But I think everything sounds better in stereo.
Excellent.
Yeah, and this is going to just go, I'm just going to run this into the SSL because it's going to work fine. So,
Where's the SSL?
yeah, the SSL, we saw that a little bit earlier. So it's going to come all the way down into channels 1 and 2 on this beast right here.
Channels 1 and 2.
Yep. Yeah, so we're going to throw a little bit of that EQ on there. We're going to throw a little bit of the compression circuit on there too. And I'm just using the SSL because there's already so much tone color from the Dig. He's also such a colorful guy. The Royer has a beautiful, you know, timbre that it's going to impart as well. And I just want to use the alpha channels because those are going to be super duper clean. I don't need any more tube stuff in the way, you know, so
Just
yeah.
brush all that off the table.
Tell me if you need more or less volume here. Rolling.
I f***ed it up already. I just hit that.
You should add a count in for that.
I think that was fine. Oh, you want me to come in on note 1? I think I
Yeah.
should come in on the second. Let the guitar breathe for a second, because then I think it's more impactful.
Yeah, okay.
I think they sound too much the same.
Okay, this is brought to you by the original New York Seltzer, vanilla cream soda. So what I'm saying is I definitely like how each measure there is a new breath. But what I'm saying is you're sacrificing like all those little gaps. That's the last beat of each measure. So I'm saying record this one all the way through until that one starts. But stop. Then we'll do this one. So we're going to record
Oh, you're saying
1,
and then
3,
we'll automate it out.
we're going to record 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. Then we're going to come back and record 2, 4, 6, 8, etc.
Oh, I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah, so that way you're never out of breath, and every time it comes in with a full lung.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, tight.
You just got to get bigger lungs, Matt. Back to our stations.
Ready? Here we go.
They're just giving us less movie for the same price. Mic drop.
Okay, so what are we using for mics?
The primary vocal mic, I actually want to use the SM57 with the Crimson Trace transformer because we haven't put this on anything else yet, and it's a classic sound. Everyone and their mom has used the SM57 on vocals and all kinds of other things. So that's going to be our primary, and that's also partially because I know that Danny's going to be putting out some volume. He's going to be getting loud at some points, and the 57 through the preamp and the compressor is going to sound really nice. What's the rest of the song sound like? Because I know the chorus.
It's a carnival.
Chorus is easy. And I guess the rest of it's just like, it's like, smite me, sweet woman, your wish is my command. Teach me your love with the backside of your hand.
I think we should do something clear and something squished, like we've done with the telephone before.
Yeah.
Do you have something really shitty you can sing into too?
I have something extremely shitty he can sing into, and I think we should do that as an overdub effect after the fact.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, and that's gonna be a surprise for everybody. Actually, that's gonna be fun. Yeah.
Overdub effects.
Because it really needs to sound like a carnival. Like that's what that part of the verses are carnival. You're like a bunch of elephants around, and like that's kind of the vibe.
Okay, so
big tents, trumpets.
Yeah, for that, I have just the thing actually. This will be fun. Yeah, let me get my DI box here. I have these Electro Voice crystal microphones. That's absolutely not that.
Oh, hey, Danny. The gas seems like it's on. Did you get that light right? Don't hit it right now if it's not on.
I do smell that gas. What is he doing over there?
I tried to turn it on and I think I failed.
Did you just turn it on without turning on the light?
Oh, that's exactly what I did.
Danny, you're gonna burn the whole house down.
Don't light anything yet.
Oh my god.
I was about to ask you.
Typical singer.
You know, I've never used a gas-powered stove before, I guess.
We can tell.
Will you open the front door while I'm getting this set up?
We'll try you later. Hey, that's me.
Do not turn on the 40. Well, I almost burned the house
this
down.
guy.
So we're gonna use this is an Electro Voice 924. This is from the 60s, I believe. This is gonna be a super carnival sound. So, do you want to use this for the majority of the vocals? Actually,
We can try it.
I think.
sure.
Should
I think
hold
he should
it,
sing into that and into a good mic at the same time, or into that like that.
Just put
Does
it
that
next
work?
to each other. Of course that works.
Okay.
Smart.
Well, I mean, we've done it before, but I'm sure as long as that's okay with you is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, we did it with like headphones on.
Thanks for asking. Yeah, that'll work. All right. So, yeah, the reason that I want to explain to folks, the reason that this mic is going to have a sort of carnival sound is it is a crystal element. This works, so this is a dynamic microphone which works off the phenomenon of electromagnetic induction. On the other hand, this crystal microphone works through the phenomenon of piezoelectricity. So what's happening is there is a crystal in there, and when the acoustic pressure waves come out of Danny's face, they put pressure on this crystal, which in turn oscillates and generates alternating current voltage, which is the microphone signal that we're going to run into the recording system. And so because it's this old mechanism, it doesn't have a very wide frequency response. Like, I think it rolls off above 10K. I think everything above 10K is just trash. So we're going to hear how that sounds.
Yeah, get the fire extinguisher ready. Okay. Trying to figure out how to use. Hey!
He did it!
Second try! I feel like I should turn it down.
I actually don't like how this microphone here sounds with everything. It's just too thin, it's too noisy, it's not doing what I want. So instead, we're gonna pull a different trick out of the trick bag? Do we have a bag of tricks?
Trick box. Yeah, trick treasure trunk.
It's tricky to write a rhyme. It's tricky to make a mic out of headphones. It's tricky. Wrong note already. What?
Sweet, hold on.
Smite me. Turn my vocals up. My current vocals. Also, am I singing in the scratch there? Because I don't want that.
No, no, definitely not.
Smite me.
Sweet woman, your wish is my command. Teach me your love with the backside of your hand. Ignite me, great woman, with incredible things. Come to my kingdom, have me as your king. Fight me, foul woman, howl with me at the moon.
Throw me over your shoulders, spear me like a harpoon. Strike me, strong woman, your palm surely stings.
You know it's never over till the giantess sings. Till the giantess sings.
Till the giantess sings.
Till the giantess sings. Till the giantess sings.
Well, I won't have your offer, you puny little man. I can move a mountain with one of my hands. Though you might not lack courage, you have no finesse. However would you dream to impress a giantess? Till the giantess sings.
Till the giantess sings. Till the giantess sings. Till the giantess sings.
So badass.
That's so good, dude. I'm so glad you busted this out.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
I love it. Okay, so for the record, you have to have a DI box if you're gonna do something like this.
Yeah.
So I really like this Radial Pro D2. By the way, no one here has given me any of this stuff, except I was saying my my mom's friend from Chicago gave me that when I was a teenager. But no one gave me anything else, I swear.
Incredible things. Come to my kingdom, have me as your king. Fight me, foul woman, howl with me at the moon. Throw me over your shoulders, spear me like a harpoon. Strike me, strong woman, your palm surely stings. You know it's never over till the giantess sings. Till the giantess sings. Till the giantess sings. Till the giantess sings. Till the giantess sings.
For a more traditional setup here, we're pairing the Mojave Audio MA301 and the SM57. So I decided to bail on that crystal microphone, and you saw the Koss headphones from the 80s or whatever. So we're gonna find out what kind of blend of these two does the job.
Smite me. A little bit more of my voice. That's good. Smite me, sweet woman, your wish is my command. Teach me your love with the backside of your hand. Ignite me, great woman, with incredible things. Come to my kingdom, have me as your king. Fragile small warrior, bold of you to try and dance. If you best me in combat, maybe you deserve a chance. Come at me, small warrior, go ahead and take a swing. You know it's never over till I line the guillotine. Till
giant! Till the giantess sings! Till the giantess sings!
Well, that's what I was saying too. Is like we could.
Is this thing on? Classic. Yes. Yes, this thing.
We are getting set up to record some bass. Some bass guitar at this point. Matt is working on the intonation of the instrument.
Building the bass in the studio.
Yep. Brand new bass.
Brand new bass. Just
And we're gonna run
brand new to him.
We're gonna run 3 channels. We're gonna run the AKG D12 VR, the Mojave Audio MA301. We're gonna take a DI. D12 is right at the dust cap on axis. Mojave is in line with the spider, angled down at the dust cap, basically. So that's gonna get a lot of articulation and a lot of bottom end. And then the DI is like, just in case. Rather have it, not need it. Matt, do you want to talk about what you're doing?
Bro, I'm just adjusting my intonation.
He's playing a squire.
I'm playing a squire. No, I just needed, my intonation was a little bit off, so. The objective with your intonation, you want it to, you know, even though you're here, and you're in tune all the way down, when you go to the octave up, it's another story if you're still in tune, because the pitch is all controlled by how tight the strings are, because the tighter the string is, the faster it wants to vibrate. So it should vibrate exactly twice as many times per second here, or per minute, whatever you want to say. Yeah. So your objective is that this is your open note, and by the time you get up here, this is an octave of that first note. And you want all these ones to be in tune like this, and you want to be able to be here and it be in tune as well. And so you have to adjust these little guys right here to make sure it's, you know, in tune all the way up the fretboard.
The tuners are adjusting the tension, but the bridge is adjusting the actual length of the string. And so that's how you get that. And then the height of the bridge is the action, basically.
You gotta learn something new every day.
And yeah.
Nope, it's all myth.
It is a myth.
Yep. My guitars are terribly intonated, and I think they sound great.
There's a reason.
Spend good money at Guitar Center on that thing.
This is going to be the last instrument we're recording today because we've been going for close to 12 hours at this point. And we're going to be recording this beautiful acoustic guitar with a classic and easy combination of mine that I love. Octavas pair extremely well with just about anything Royer. So we've got the SF12 here in Blumline, and it is basically going like XY like this. So we're looking up the guitar this way with the microphone, if you can see that. So the left is pointed over here and the right is pointed over here, and it sounds huge. And from the bottom end, there's just an amount of brilliance coming off the bridge, and I get a lot of very nice detail from the plucking here. And this is a hypercardioid capsule, so this is really focused forward. And those just combine in a beautiful way. The Royer is going into the SSL6, and we are adding EQ and compression there. And the Octava is going into the True Systems Precision 8, and then that is hitting the Revive Modified Pro VLA 2. a lot of folks I know are going to see this part, and I forgot to say this, they're going to ask, well, how far away do we put it? How do we know where to place the microphone? How do we know what angle to situate it at? Okay, and the trick with an acoustic guitar is you've got to move your ears around the instrument while someone's playing it and find the spots you like. If you look around online, you'll see a lot of stuff about place one over the sound hole and place one on the 12th fret. Never in my career have I done that because I've never cared for that. You'll see all kinds of ideas, and the thing is, every acoustic guitar, even if it's the same manufacturer and the exact same model, they're going to resonate and emanate sound in unique ways. So how did I find these positions? I'm not using any tape measures. I'm not saying, well, it has to be, you know, this far off or whatever. As Danny's playing, I'm moving closer to and from the guitar, and I'm imagining, okay, this is where I want to put the microphone. So that's how I came to this position. I'm also listening to the tail of the guitar. I was initially going to just point it straight at the tail here, but I found that that was too much high end, no mid-range. This has the high end and the mid-range, and a little bit of bass too. This is picking up just very full frequency. If you listen to the back panel of the guitar, there's even cool sounds to be found there. And before I put it here, I was thinking I want to aim it down the headstock because I want to get the articulation. But what I found was that was just a little weak sounding, and so I settled on the bridge here. So is there a science to it? I think the most important thing is that you phase align them in post if you can. Beyond that, you just got to move around and find what, you know, what tickles your ears. Like, that is the science to it. There's no such thing as 12th fret and the sound hole for every guitar. I mean, if you've done that and it works, cool, but I'm not interested. All right, for real, let's record. Alright everyone, thanks so much for watching. That's the end of the day. If you have questions, post them below. I'll do my best to answer as many as I can. And if you're curious, this video was recorded with a Sony Handicam on 8mm. The camera is from the year 2000. And so it's amazing it's still running as well as it is. Like, subscribe, and be good people in the world, you know.